Hey, I'm Allison Denise, builder of beautiful brands and a beautiful you. Today we have a quick 25-minute tutorial on setting up a do-it-yourself landing page in Mailchimp. So here we have your Mailchimp dashboard. And so where we're going to go to for this tutorial is into our list options right here. Just clicking on list. Okay, and what you'll get is a list of all of the lists that you have created in your MailChimp account. And we want to create a new list. And if you have already created your list and you're just going to design it, feel free to just click on whatever list you have. Or if you want to replicate the background information and the forms from a previous list, you can replicate them by using the drop down option here, replicate list. What this does is replicates the settings and the form design and everything from a previous list form that you've created, but it does not replicate the subscribers on that list. Okay, just the information as far as the design and build of the forms. All right, so we're going to create a new list by clicking create list, and then once again clicking create list here. And we're going to see here that it has given us the option to put in our information for our new list. First thing is the list name. Keep in mind that your subscribers will see this, so you want to make it something that is customer friendly. I'm just going to put in failure to launch tutorial. And this email address is the email address that will be used if someone hits reply to an email that they receive from you in this process. The emails will come to this address. I'm going to put in my business address here. And then the default name, I'm going to put my business name, which is Allison Denise, so they know who they're getting this email from. And then finally, you have this option here to add in a short reminder as to how they got on your list in the first place. If in case sometime down the line they forget how they subscribed and why they're getting emails from you, this is how they'll know. So you have the option to use a reminder from a previous list, which is what I do, or you can just type one. You typically want to say something that along the lines of you signed up for this list on my website or wherever the case may be. All right, and then you're going to scroll down to the bottom here and select any notifications that you want to receive. Every time someone signs up, you can get a one-on-one subscription notification via email, or you could get a daily summary. Like if you're expecting a lot of signups, like if this is a webinar and you're expecting, like hundreds of signups in one day, you can get a daily summary. You can also get a one-by-one notification for people who unsubscribe. I'm just going to click on the one-by-one subscription notification because that's what I want to do today. And then we're going to click save. All right, so now we are in our new list. As you can see, we have no subscribers, which makes sense since we just created it. And so on this page, we want to simply go to our sign up forms by clicking here. And upon arriving on the sign up forms page, you will see that there are multiple options to choose from. So I typically use general forms because it is the most universal. And so we're going to do that by clicking select. All right. And then once we select it, we can see this is our new form for our new list. It's very blank and drab looking, gray and kind of depressing, and we're going to spice it up a little bit, okay? So first thing first, I'm going to point out here this nice little list of emails and forms that we will be updating. These are all under subscribe. We're not going to concern ourselves with unsubscribe and update profiles and all of that. Okay, this is just for when people are coming on our list. So the first thing that we're going to do is build our form, then we will design it, and then we will translate it. So building our form is basically just saying, what do we want to be a part of our form? And so on the right hand side, you will see all of these different fields that you can add in to your form, and then the settings for those various fields. So for us, for instance, we're just asking for signups for a download or a webinar. Typically, you don't need more than a first name and a last name, and you don't want to put too much information, thereby, making them have to type too much and possibly changing their mind. So I'm even going to just delete this by clicking on it and then hitting this minus button right here. And then it's asking me to type in the word delete and hit delete, and that little field will disappear. So now we only have two fields that they need to fill out when subscribing to this list. All right, so the next thing is we're going to put an image here at the top. I don't want these words right here. I want to put a nice attention-grabbing image. So instead of saying edit the text or remove the text, I'm going to click use image. And you can upload a new image, okay? Or if you already have it in your image file manager, you just click on it and select it. So now we have our settings for our image that we're using, and we can change the size of this image, or we can leave it the same. I'm going to leave it the same, but I do want to point out to you this little keep proportions box. If you deselect this and you change one of these numbers, it's not going to change the other number, so your image can become deformed. So you want to keep this box on. And that way, if you change the width or the height, the size and shape of the size will change, but the shape of the image will remain the same. So like for instance, we have a rectangle here. If I change one of these to make them smaller or larger, it will automatically change the other, thereby leaving my image as a rectangle, whether smaller or bigger. Okay, so you want to leave that on, just FYI. And then so after that, we're just going to click Save and Insert Image. And there you go. Our form has a beautiful eye-catching image as the header. It doesn't have to be rectangle. It doesn't have to be vertical. It can be whatever you want it to be. This field says here it accepts any width and any height. Totally up to you. All right. Now, as far as building our form is concerned, that really is all that is included in building the form. Okay, so now we're going to design it. We're going to make it look nice. Click design it, and you'll see we have some options here. We can design the page, the body, or the form. And on the page, we have the options of updating the background, the header, and the outer wrapper. I am simply going to change the background. This little kind of grayish looking depressing color here, we're going to change that and give it some life. And so we're going to do that by clicking here into this background color selector. So if you already have your brand hex color codes, you can copy and paste it right in there and move right along. If you do not, then you can simply select a color from the color picker that you see here. I'm gonna go for something kind of mustardy as the background for this. Okay, that works. All right, I like that. And then when you're done selecting your color, you just click out of it and it disappears. Okay, so that's the background, the page background, just like that. And then for the body, as you can see by the red highlight here, is the form and any message that you have in here, which we need to update. So I'm going to leave the body of the form white. I like that it's white against this nice mustard background, and plus when people type in their messages, or everything is very easy to read on a white background. But if you wanted to change that, okay, this is where you would do it, right here in the body foreground color picking box. Okay, now the other thing that we will update is the form itself. And there are four things that I typically will adjust. One of those is two of those actually, it's just one thing, but it's two options. You have your button, okay, the button at the very bottom. You have the button when it's sitting there by itself, and then you have a different color when it's hovered over. You hover your mouse over the button, it can change colors. You might not be able to see it. It gets a little darker. That's how I have mine set up. But you can basically change that color here. Same thing, same color picker. Just put in your hex color code here, or you select the color that you want for the background of your button, and the text color of the button, the word that is written on the button, what color you want that to be. And then the same thing for buttons hovered. Again, when you hover your mouse over it, what color do you want the background of the button and the text to be? And then for your field labels, it's just that. The labels that you see here, what color do you want those to be? And the field text, you can select the font that you want for that and the color as well. So that is basically all we're going to do as far as design is concerned. It's really not that much. But what I want to do is show you when this transforms into a quote-unquote landing page. Okay, right now it's really just like a form, but we can include more information on it so that it then becomes more of a landing page where people can actually get information about what they're signing up for. How do we do that? So what I'm going to do is put in some verbiage here, okay, right above the form and below the header, by clicking this little edit button. And it's just like any other word processing software. You're just going to put in some information. You can change the boldness and the fonts and the size and all those good things. And so I'm going to copy in some information from another form just for demonstration purposes. And I'm just going to leave it at that so you can see what we're looking at. But I do want to show you one thing, and that's how I got these cute little lines in here. So for instance, if this line wasn't here and I wanted to insert a line, what I would do is put the space where I want the line to be, okay? And then I'm gonna come right up here to insert horizontal line, and watch this. Now I have a line. Isn't that nice? All right. So you can bold this, you can do whatever you want to this text. I'm gonna change the font because I just don't like this Times New Roman look. And I'm gonna make it something a little more straight like Verdana. There we go. That pleases me. So after that, when you're done updating the text that you want, all the information on, who this is for, who it's not for, what they're getting in the course, or whatever it is you're launching, then you hit save and close. And there you go. Now you have information above your form and below your header image. Okay? And that's where this becomes more of a page, a landing page, as opposed to just a sign up form. All right. Now, after we've done the design, then we can translate it. And that is basically just changing some of the verbiage. So Mailchimp naturally assumes everybody is going to be subscribing to your list. So you're going to see the word subscribe everywhere. I don't want to use subscribe. I'm going to pretend this is a course that I'm launching and I want people to enroll. Okay, so everywhere I see subscribe, I'm going to change to enroll. So this person is already enrolled. Down here, instead of subscribe to list, I'm going to click enroll, and then I'm going to hit save translation. And now let's scroll down. Now this says enroll instead of subscribe to list as it did before. All right, that's on this particular form. And now we're going to change the other forms, the ones I showed you up here earlier. So we have our sign up form. Then we want to translate our sign up thank you page. And basically, this is just the page that says, thank you for signing up. We just sent you an email that you need to click on a link and confirm that you actually want to be a part of this list. So up here in the translations, I'm going to change, where did it go? Right here. To complete the subscription process. I'm going to change this to complete the enrollment process. Now, again, this is totally optional. It just feels better to me to have language that speaks to what we're actually doing as opposed to, you know, some generic information that Mailchimp has given us. All right. And so after that, I'm just going to hit save. And you see it's updated to complete the enrollment process. It's right here. Okay. Now, almost done. I want to point out something right here though. You do have the option to put in your own custom made, if you like me, I have a thank you page that I designed on my website that I use for all of my forms. You could use your own custom page by copying and pasting the link here for a thank you page, but that's not necessary. And you might just want to leave it consistent with the rest of them, just like the way it is here. So our next form that we're going to update is actually an email. It's the email that they get where they have to confirm that they want to be a part of the list, which is the opt-in confirmation email. And so we're going to look here and, okay, so our first thing that we see is that it's asking us to confirm in subscription. So I'm going to change that confirm enrollment. Okay, if you do not click this link, you will not be enrolled. Please confirm enrollment. And yes, enroll me. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. And we're going to come on down here and you can see the email subject line has changed to our name, our list name, with please confirm enrollment behind it. Okay, please confirm enrollment. Yes, enroll me. You won't be enrolled if you do not click the link above. You can add more information to this by clicking the edit button and typing in some more stuff. That's totally up to you. But this is kind of sufficient for what we're doing right now. Okay. And then next, the confirmation thank you page, which is basically like the sign up thank you page, except this page is thanking them for confirming. And so we're going to say enrollment confirmed. Thank you for enrolling. And your enrollment has been confirmed. Save. Let's see what we did. Enrollment confirmed. Your enrollment has been confirmed. Thank you for enrolling. Okay, again, you can always edit this. It's all up to you. All right. And last but not least, our final welcome email. Now, what I want to point out here is you want to send the final welcome email if this is for something like a download or something where you're delivering necessary information to them as soon as they sign up. You may have it so that you have an automation series already set up for this list. When people come on, you want to send them straight into let's say an email course that you're dripping to them via email, in which case you don't need to send them a final email because they're automatically going to be entered into your automation, and this will just be an extra unnecessary email. If, however, you do need to send them the final email because you don't have the automation or you just want to send them an extra email, you must click send a final welcome email right here. Okay? Don't forget that. Now, I'm going to translate this real quick. All right. Nothing to change there. Enrollment confirmed. All right. This is what it looks like, okay? The email. It's not really informative. It's very dry. We're going to edit that, right? So what you want to include here is information about who you are, your brand, what they've signed up for, what they can expect next, how often they can expect to hear from you. And you should also include a call to action or an invitation. So let's say they've signed up for a challenge that you're doing and you want them to jump into your Facebook group to participate in the challenge. You will invite them to the Facebook group by putting a link here. And so you do that by typing in the name of your Facebook group, highlight the name, click this link button right here, copy and paste the URL to your Facebook group, open in a new window, okay, hit insert. And now you have a link in your email. Okay, and of course you want to come down here and sign off and sign your name and put all your contact information or whatever you want to include as your welcome email. Like, think of this as their first introduction to you and your business and what you would want them to see or know. All right, and once you're done updating this email, hit save, and you can see it automatically updates for you here. And that is that. It's really that's all there is to it. Now, the other thing that I want to point out to you is that each list that you create in Mailchimp has a unique URL that makes it easy to share. And the way you find that is going back up here to the list of emails and forms and click on sign up form. And right here, sign up form URL. This little EEP URL, you want to copy and paste that wherever you're trying to get it to go. So you can set up a short link like bit.ly.com. Like for instance, for this, I could say bit.ly/failure to launch is going to be my URL. So when people click on bit.ly/failure to launch, they will land on this page that I've just created. Okay. Or you can purchase a domain name like failuretolaunch.com and then redirect failuretolaunch.com to this URL. So anytime someone types in failuretolaunch.com in their address bar, they will end up on this page that you've just created. Let's see what it looks like to other people by copying and pasting the URL here in a new browser. This is what they will see. All right, that's it. And that is all. And I want to thank you for joining me today for this quick tutorial. I hope it was helpful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm AllisonDenise.com or in my Facebook group, Purposeful, Paid, and Pretty. And I will definitely be able to answer any of your questions regarding this tutorial. And I look forward to hearing from you. Ciao for now.